Check, 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 test. Audio check, mic check. Okay, so I have a bit of an error on YouTube. Let me just. Interesting. Fresh. So I know I am live. Excellent. Okay, so we're live. Yeah, like what I noticed, if you have a look at over here, is the bit rate. It's the bit rate that I actually get with YouTube. Ain't that great. But anyhow, that's okay. Let's minimize. So it's interesting. I just want to see stream about chat. I've linked it over here. That's excellent. Interesting. Now you'll see it. Events. got Twitch. Awesome. So now we're connected to Twitch and YouTube in StreamerBot, which is excellent. What I wanted. StreamerBot's just massive. Really, really big. So much to do in it. Let me just check. So I've still got this kind of message on my YouTube telling me that I've not got enough bitrate coming in. But and I can understand that because I'm kind of it's a bit low, you know, on the actual bitrate. I don't know why this doesn't actually send more bitrate, and I think maybe I should start using something else for streaming. But this encoder is pretty good. I don't know why the bit rates are so low, but anyhow, that's fine. Maybe I can increase the bitrate for YouTube, right? So at the moment, I'm sending 8,000 to YouTube and 6,000 to Twitch. But for some reason, it tells me that it's not enough. That's fine. Not gonna worry about it. Guys, let me know if you do encounter any buffering, and that will tell me if there's any issues, right? So that's fine. Let's actually go ahead and minimize that. Bring this over here. Switch to page. Cool, blank slate. What are we gonna work on? So this is the website, guys, and this is essentially, so what I want to do is I want to create demo applications for most of my services, and let's just see. So for example, for outdoor IRL streaming solutions, I want to create like a couple of, so I think for outdoor IRL streaming solutions, I'm going to create some drawings, right? And I'm going to actually draw up a few things and then have AI actually enhance those drawings, right? But let's try that. Let's try and do a few things because I've been playing around a little bit with it, so I think we could give it a good test. Cool. So let's actually test this out. I have my phone right here, and I'm going to be using Moblin, right? So let's actually draw this out first, yeah? Let's go to draw.io. Yep, so we've got all the shapes selected, which is something I really like to do before I actually start. So I think we'll draw it up, and we'll, as we go along, we're going to, you know, just work on this setup as we go along. Let's say the first setup, we'll work with Moblin in the beginning, right? I know this is a lot of a harder setup, but we'll do that. So let's say that we've got a GoPro. So I'm gonna find GoPro. Find a GoPro. I've got a GoPro Hero 10. So let's go find a GoPro Hero 10. Let's look for images. Look for a standard GoPro Hero 10 image. I guess let's save this image. So let's just go. Let's save it here. Cool. Okay. You've got pictures. Bring that picture in here. Make that smaller. Make it way smaller, right? Hang on, guys. This is like I'm building this and I've got messages popping up as well. So just gotta deal with both. A little bit of music over there. Okay, so we've got the GoPro. So the idea is that I'm going to stream from GoPro and from the GoPro into the RTMP. So let's find an image of Moblin. That's perfect. Okay, so now we've got an image of Moblin. So add it in. Ah, man, I'm trying to do a live stream and I've got people coming in. That's all right. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Images, pictures. Oh. Wish I could. Can I crop it? I don't know if I've ever cropped it. Edit image. Crop. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. We go. Okay, so we've got this one and this one. So essentially, Moblin will create an RTMP stream. So we create an RTMP ingest into Moblin. So let's just say okay. So we go RTMP output. From the camera. Group that. And we can go RTMP ingest into Moblin. This is just high level, right, guys? So RTMP output from the camera into RTMP input on Moblin. And then we go from Moblin out to, let me see if I've got any more images, pictures. I need a picture of OBS. OBS. Yep, and then I can go. Guys. Go here. Let's bring it back here, resize. The OBS receives the feed. So I can just say maybe SRT LA. Even before that, sorry. We need to go through the relay. So let's just say we have a SRTLA relay. And then we drag OBS in here, resize that guy. Increase the size a bit over here. Right. So really, okay, so we go SRTLA, so we got RTMP ingest, and then we have another text box here. We go SRTLA output, right? So we get this guy over here as well. Group it all together. So the SRTLA output goes to the relay, and then from the relay it sends it out to OBS. So this is a basically OBS. SRTLA caller. So this is the caller. Group it. And this is the more SRTLA listener. Right, so okay, so this is really the setup in a way. Just group that together as well. Awesome. From here, see if I have any more pictures. Yeah. High level. So it's interesting. I'm just going to make a quick change to my streamer bot right over here while we're doing this. You see, I've got these commands. I was just testing this out actually, and I've got my Discord command, right? And a edit. Action, right? Actions, I've got Discord. And the timed actions, I'm actually going to change this. Can I edit it? Think. I have to be able to edit the action. Edit trigger, right? Okay. Edit trigger. It doesn't let me edit the trigger. Sorry, I just kind of pivoted because I wanted to. Anyway, that's all right. Look, I'll do that later. Let's minimize. Okay. So back to where I was. So this is essentially pretty straightforward. We've got a camera, and look, this can be like a single camera. It can be anything else, right? That goes to an RTMP ingest into Moblin, into an SRTLA relay to OBS to Twitch, for example. It's a pretty basic workflow. So let's actually test it out. Okay. Now, let's see if I can do it. So we've got our OBS. me see on my phone if I can bring it up. I'm actually going to go to OBS. And I'm going to create another scene called mobile. I'm back, guys. So let me just create this scene real quick and I'll come right back, okay? So I want to create this mobile scene. Let's do this. Let's create a duplicate. Check. All right, duplicate. We'll call it mobile. I think you guys are seeing the wrong thing. Yeah, mobile. There we go. Mobile main. Cool. Okay, so now I've got a scene called mobile. I'm gonna delete. All right, mobile main. Okay. So now what I want to do in mobile main, I want to create another source. And let's just create a let's create a source. Browser source. I want to see, maybe it's browser 2 or maybe it's browser. I'm not sure. Maybe browser 2. Properties. Yeah, okay. So let's just try this one. No, I don't want to. Let's just create a new one. Remove that. Okay, mobile main. Okay, so it's got display 1. Right, so I'm going to temporarily remove display 1. I'm going to hide this. Alright, okay. So I've just temporarily removed that because I want to create a browser source. And I want to go browser. Video.ninja mobile. Okay. So let's All right, so I'm gonna actually grab the. I've got the source over here. So I'm gonna grab the mobile source. So what I'm actually doing is I want to screen share my mobile screen onto video.ninja, so you guys see exactly what I'm doing, right? So that's exactly what I want to do right now. So I'm gonna copy that URL, paste it in here. Okay. There we
There we
go.
go.
Now I
Now
can
I
go
can go
to
to
Moblin.
Moblin.
Cool. So now
Cool.
you
So now
guys
you
are
guys are
seeing
seeing
Moblin.
Moblin.
I'm gonna
I'm
just
gonna just
fix that
fix
in a
that in a
moment.
moment.
Down.
Down.
Okay.
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 Okay. So
Let's
now let's
fix
fix
Moblin.
Moblin.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
go to
go to
Moblin.
Moblin.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
actually
actually
reset
reset
all
all
settings in
settings in
Moblin,
Moblin,
right?
right?
So
So
this
this
is
is
when
so
you
when you
actually
actually
when you're
when you're
using
using
Moblin,
Moblin,
right?
right?
This is
This is
exactly
exactly
what you
what
would
you would
get.
get.
Just have a
Just have a
look at
look
our
at our
audio
audio
here.
here.
Okay, perfect. So now there's no double audio as well. So let's actually now play with Moblin. Okay. Let me just minimize that. Okay, great. So what we want to do, like I was talking about earlier, we've got our plan over here, and we've got OBS running right over here. Okay. So now in Moblin, we want to create a srtla ingest. Okay. srtla ingest. So what we want to do first is I want to go to my settings, and I want to be able to create, go here, show all settings. And now we want to be able to go down to, there's actually a GoPro tab. So I'm going to go ahead and create a launch live. So I'm going to call this, call it GoPro. GoPro live. Okay. And we're going to, I've got a GoPro Hero 10. So I'm going to actually disable the Hero 12 and 13. I'm going to keep the resolution as 1080p. That's fine. Let's now I've got a GoPro right over here, the GoPro Hero 10. It's the one right over here. All right, so I'm gonna pop in a battery. It doesn't have a battery in it right now. Let's do that. I know I actually had a swollen battery, by the way, but hopefully that didn't actually ruin the GoPro. But we're gonna try, so we're gonna go ahead and pop in a battery. Good. And now we're gonna go ahead and close. Okay, so now that we've got a battery, I'm gonna go back to the Moblin app. Okay. So at the moment, Moblin, this screen is really the camera's output, right? But we don't want that, correct? So I'm actually gonna go to settings, go back here. I'm gonna go to scenes, and I'm gonna disable both of these, right? And I'm gonna go back to settings, and I don't know why it still stays open on that, but that's fine. Let's just go here. So what we want, let's just go to okay. So we've gone ahead and we've gone ahead and created a GoPro Live. So that's for to launch the stream, right? Which is fine. Then I want to create another one for Wi-Fi credentials. So I'm going to create another one here. I've got my SSID. It should have my password as well. It doesn't. I'm going to pop in my password right over here. Let's say, oh, okay. I'll stop that. Let me just, I don't want to share my password. So I'm going to pop in my password, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Cool. So now that I've created a password, it's created a QR code for that. And now I'm going to actually create a QR, another one. So I'm going to call this, change the name to GoPro. Oops. GoPro. And this is the GoPro, maybe we'll name it GoPro Ingest. GoPro Ingest, okay. All right, so now we've got GoPro Ingest. And I'm gonna actually, no RTMP server exists, so I'm gonna say type, I'm gonna say server. Now we're gonna go ahead and RTMP server. I'm gonna enable the server. But there are no servers that exist. No, we want just a server. Okay, that's fine. So this is for the quick launch. So right now we don't have any RTMP servers. So let's just go back to ingest. Right? So we're gonna go to ingests and we're gonna go to RTMP server. We're gonna disable the RTMP server. And we're going to create a new server. So we need to disable it before we can create it. Otherwise, it won't let us create one. So I'm going to call this GoPro server, GoPro RTMP. GoPro RTMP, that's fine. We've named it. I'll leave the latency the way it is right now. These are the URLs. But what I want to do before that, yeah, let's go to the URLs. And this is just on my Wi-Fi. So I'm going to copy there are a few URLs I'm on, but I'm just going to copy the one I need for now because we're just doing this test on Wi-Fi. And I'm going to go back and now go back again. If I go back to the GoPro tab, GoPro ingest, there we go. So the server, it's already picked it up. This RTMP server is not enabled. That's fine. So it's already picked up the GoPro RTMP server. And there's only one server, right? Because we've just created one. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to ingest again. I'm going to turn the server on. Right, so we go there, RTMP server, and we enable it. Right, so now we've got one RTMP server in the ingest that's enabled. And now if I go back to GoPro just to check, we should have the GoPro Live. That's fine. SSID and the GoPro ingest. And it's all set up. The RTMP server is set up as well, and it's enabled. Right. Okay, so we got the QR code there. So the reason these QR codes is actually for the GoPro to pick up all the details. Much easier way to deal with the GoPro picking up all our ingest details, right? So let's actually now we'll take the GoPro, okay, and we will go ahead and first we will connect the GoPro to the same Wi-Fi network. So I'll go to my SSID and just make that big screen. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the GoPro on. And I'm going to just, let's see how much battery life we have. We've got 100% battery life. And I'm going to just go ahead and scan the GoPro. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So we need to scan it. Ooh, okay. Not approved. Let's do it again. Approved. Okay, so I've got that approved. So the GoPro managed that one. So we've got the Wi-Fi credentials in the GoPro. Now I want to go back and I want to actually get the RTMP ingest credentials in there. So I'm going to go ahead and open that one up. And I'm going to scan the GoPro. Awesome. So GoPro's got the RTMP credentials. And I'm going to go to the launch. Now, before I actually launch, so we've got that. Now, what we want to do is before we launch, we want to create a couple of scenes, right? So I want to create a new scene. I want to call this my GoPro scene. So I want to go say GoPro. Okay. And the name, what we want to do, what are we doing? So we're basically capturing the GoPro RTMP. So that's going to be the video source is GoPro RTMP. And that's really it. So now that's the one that I've enabled over here. So I'm actually going to exit out of Moblin once. I'm going to go ahead and open up Moblin again. Right, so now now you can see that my camera feed is not there anymore and it just says GoPro, right? So now we've got that. So let's just go to the scenes. We've got a GoPro scene like we did, and we've got the GoPro scene set up with the video source as the GoPro RTMP, which is great. And that's really it. Okay, so that's all we're doing right now. There's lots that you can do with Moblin, but this is what we're doing. So now if I actually go back here and if I go to the GoPro and we want to go GoPro, the launch, right? So we want to launch the GoPro. So we go to the QR code and I'm going to go ahead and take the GoPro. And now what it's doing, you can't see this, but it is about to join the network. And now we are live on the GoPro. Okay. So as you can see now, my GoPro is live. This is the feed from the GoPro. There we go. So you see, this is the feed now. So now we're live using my GoPro Hero 10. Excellent. Okay. Brilliant. Put that there. Great. So we have managed to stream from, let's go here. We've managed to stream from the GoPro to Moblin, right? In RTMP ingest. Great. So that's what we've done so far. And I can go back and show you that feed, Moblin main. There we go again. And that's the GoPro. Excellent. You've got the ingest. Now let's go back to display one. And I'm going to put my phone down real quick. Perfect. So now the next step is to get Moblin into the SRTLA server. So I actually have an SRTLA server that I've already deployed, and I'm happy to deploy that SRTLA server for anyone if they need. But let me actually go ahead and get my public IP address for that SRTLA server. Oops. I don't want to SSH into it. I actually want to open it up in the browser. So the thing with this SRTLA server, now look, you can actually get an SRTLA server from Bellabox, and that's definitely the way to go for, you know, for folks who want to, you know, they don't want anything, like they don't want to deal with the tech. But I'm a tinkerer, so I don't mind going ahead and dealing with that tech part of things. So look, this is my SRTLA server, okay? And so what I'm actually doing now is, this is my server, right? So let's just minimize this. Let's go back to the drawing, and let's actually go back to the Moblin screen. Okay, great. So now we're back on Moblin. Now what we need to do is we need to, like I said before, we need to stream from Moblin to the SRTLA server, right? So we need to send a stream out for Moblin. Right, okay. Back to Moblin. And now I want to go stream. So I want to create a stream, and we are going to stream from Moblin to the SRTLA server. So I'm going to select SRTLA, and I need to put in the URL for the SRTLA server. So I'll go back to the SRTLA server right here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this guy, and I'm going to click right over here. Now this gives me my URLs. So it's SRTLA publisher. So I'm going to copy this URL, correct? And I'm just going to send this to myself. Okay, so I think I've already sent it to myself, but let me just check. I'll go ahead and send the URL again to myself on WhatsApp, and then I've got it on my phone. Cancel that. And on my phone, I'm going to go ahead to WhatsApp, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that URL. Go back to Moblin. Go back to Moblin, and I'm going to say create custom SRTLA. I'm going to paste that URL. I'm going to just remove all this. Oops. I remove too much. Paste it again. Remove all these details. 5,000. And I want the stream ID as well, so we'll go ahead and paste that over here, and let's backtrack in that. I think that should be just about right. Let's do it again. So what it actually says, we need the stream ID over here. Paste. That's my stream ID for my server. Okay. And I'm going to go next. Background streaming. Yeah, enable that because I want it to be able to stream when my phone is in background mode. Create. Excellent. So now we've created that custom RTM SRT name. I'm going to call this SRT LA. And I just want to make sure that I selected the right. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay. Perfect. All right. So now I've got my RTMP. And what we also want to do in OBS, because now, like I said, yeah, like I said, we need to stream. We're going to stream to this, and this is going to relay the stream to OBS over SRTLA. Right. So go back here, and we're going to copy the SRTLA player. Copy that, and now go to OBS. And what we want to do is we want to create a SRTA receive. I think I've already done that. And paste that one over here. Right, so SRTLA receive, and technically go back to Moblin. Now if I oops, something's gone wrong. Obviously my GoPro has stopped streaming. Well, what's happened? Let's do it again. I'm gonna restart my GoPro. And mind you guys, this is like a really old GoPro, so I'm gonna have a few issues with it. This is just for testing. Give it a second. I'm gonna restart the GoPro. All right, so now let's just go back to GoPro again. And let's go ahead and scan that. Server. And the SSID. Bit quick. Let's do it again. Okay, so I've approved that. So it's got my SSID in there. And then we'll do a GoPro Live. There we go. So the GoPro is connected now. And now I'm actually going to go back to my settings over here. I'm going to go to streams. And we've got that stream already. So I'm going to go live, go live. Okay. So now I am actually streaming my GoPro feed to as you can see now my relay is online, and if I actually go to my OBS, there we go. That's my feed from GoPro. Right, so now let me actually go down. So now as you can see, this is my GoPro feed and we are live. In a moment you'll see that it'll change, hopefully. A bit of a delay over here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, the delay, I've left the latency at about 2000. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to pick up and catch up, right? So let's just see how long it takes to pick up and catch up. Perfect. And I want to make sure, yeah, I've actually minimized that. That's perfectly fine. So there you go, guys. That's really streaming using the GoPro, streaming to Moblin, and then from Moblin to the relay server, to OBS, and of course from OBS now, once I'm in OBS, can you see my on? That's because, yeah, there we go. Boom. Okay, so now streaming to OBS over here. And from OBS, you can actually stream to anywhere you really want, right? So this is essentially my stream coming in as a feed right over here. Perfect. Yeah, so I definitely need new batteries because the battery on this is really weak. It's at 84% already. I just charged it. So definitely need a new GoPro battery, right? But that is really it on this pipeline. Cool. Now let's go back to display one. And now when I stop the stream, so all I need to do now is, that's a wrap, okay? And now you'll see the stream this will go offline in a moment. Moblin went offline. I'm going to end the stream in Moblin, end. And I've ended the stream in Moblin. There we go. It's off. And I go back to the relay. And there we go. It's offline. So really, guys, that's now, there's so much more than you can actually do. Like I can actually start this stream. I can start the entire stream with using StreamerBot. That's obviously, you know, a different topic for a different day, but I could actually have chat commands in StreamerBot that go ahead and start my stream and stop my stream as well, right? So that's obviously, you know, something that can be done. But this is kind of like a basic pipeline using a GoPro through Moblin, through the SRTLA relay to OBS and then to Twitch or wherever. Right now I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube. So that's basically it. Talking about this stream that's going on, let's see how we're going over here. I don't even know. I haven't even checked. I do need to actually set up another computer just to be able to check that. But yeah, guys, I'm actually going to go off and go for lunch right now. So I really thank everyone for joining the stream. It's, look, I'm going to be doing a lot of these. This is just about OBS and like live streaming, but then the other streams that I'm going to be doing is deploying different types of media technology solutions in the cloud, on-prem, self-hosting, and so on and so forth. Before I go, let me just have a look at my stream, right? So let's actually have a look at this. Let's have a listen. Nice, okay. So it's been pretty stable, I think. Seems to be now that I'm getting an excellent response from YouTube. And it seems the latency seems pretty low as well. That's pretty good. Cool. Okay, so I hope this live stream was pretty decent. I've been making YouTube videos, but I haven't live streamed in a while. But I just wanted to kind of get that out there. And I think that now the next one I'll do some kind of deployments. I think maybe I do want to do some stuff with podcasting as well and Video.Ninja. There's new plugins that I want to test out with Video.Ninja, so I'll be doing that as well. But guys, I'm gonna go get some lunch, and I'll be back on later on the evening, probably post 5:30 p.m. Sydney time, right? So thanks for joining, guys. Subscribe. That would be great. I'm obviously trying to grow this YouTube channel, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Bye.